welcome back to another video. Today it's Luton Town versus Swansea City, match preview, and yeah, let's get straight into it. So starting off with my thoughts going into this game, then we're off the back of two, dreadful 0-0 draws at home where we should really be picking up 6 points out of 6 there, which we haven't done. So, this is a must-win game for me. We've only got one league win of the season so far, so it's not looking great. But yeah, as I've said, it's a must-win game. Luton do offer a tough test. They are a great side. I do think they're an average championship side, as in the sense that they probably won't be going up, but they probably won't be going down. But yeah, they can cause anyone trouble on the day. They beat us a few seasons ago at the Liberty during the lockdown season, I believe. So yeah, it is going to offer a tough test. Luton away is going to be tough. Shame we aren't going, but we will be doing some form of video. But yeah, it is going to be tough. But what's your thoughts going into the game?
It will be a very, very tough game because obviously recently we've been struggling to score. And yeah, I think the performance has just been very unacceptable. Obviously the last time we scored was against Preston, and that ends up being a 3-1 defeat. Yeah, we just haven't been great so far this season. Obviously things definitely need to change. I think the tactics definitely need to change, but by far. And yeah, we just haven't been scoring enough goals, and obviously goals win you games. So against Luton, who are a tough opponent, I think their last 2 games they've actually scored 2 90+ minute goals. I think they scored in the 92nd minute in the last game, and then the 97th, that game before. So it will be a tough test. But we need to get a positive result, and it needs to come now, because it was dreadful against Hull and Millwall over the last few games we've had, and things definitely need to change. Yeah,
so now moving on to the injury news. So starting off with Luton, Luke will cover you with the Luton injury news.
Yeah, Luton are quite lucky. They have no injury news as of now, so they've got a full squad to choose from for the weekend.
Yeah, and as for Swansea, so our injury news, I believe we've got 2 players. Reece Williams, our centre-back, he's out injured. He did get a shoulder knock, I believe, and also Corey Smith remains injured as well. But now moving on to the key players then for both teams. So starting off for Luton, I've gone with Adebayo. I think he's a very good player of theirs. I've also gone with Cameron Jerome, another experienced player of theirs. And I go with Carlos Mendes Gomez. Obviously he was at Morecambe last season and did terrifically well there. But would you add anyone else to that?
Yeah, I'd probably add an experienced Prem player in Henry Lansbury. A decent midfield player, quite tidy. So I'd probably add him. And I'd also add Tom Lockyer as well, because he's a Welsh centre-half. I think he's a very decent, decent experienced player. So I'd add those 2 to that list as well.
Yeah, so now moving on to Swansea key players then. I've gone with Michael Obafemi. He did really well when he came on, had a good chance, but I think it just came to him a bit too early in the Millwall game. Grimes, another one, I'd say he's a key player of ours. And I'd also go with Joel Pirro as well. He had a few good chances, likewise Obafemi, but would you add anyone else to that?
Yeah, I'd probably go for Ethan Laird, obviously our right wing back on loan from Man United. I think in the last few games he's been very, very good. Probably one of our better players, to be honest. The way he goes down that right hand side, always tries to take a man on, and really try and excite the fans. The things he can do. So yeah, I'd probably say him as well.
Yeah, and so now moving on to the lineups we go with then. So for me, in goals, I'm going to stick with Ben Hamer. I would have said Bender, but Hamer's proved the last 2 games that he is a good keeper. Right wing back, I go with Ethan Laird. 3 centre backs, I think I'm going to go with Ben Cabango, Ryan Bennett, and Kyle Norton. Left wing back, I'm going to bring Jake Bidwell back in. 2 midfield, Matt Grimes and Jay Fulton. And then in the cam spot, I'm going to go with Olivier Unchum, and up front, Joel Pirro and Michael Obafemi. But yeah, what's your lineup?
Oh yeah, in goal I'll also for Ben Hamer. I think in the last few games, I think he's been really good, been quite comfortable, and obviously hasn't conceded either. So I'd put him in goal. Right wing back, Ethan Laird. Left wing back, Jake Bidwell. 3 at the back, I'm going to go for Ben Cabango, Ryan Bennett, and Reece Williams if he is now fully fit. And then in the field, I'll go for Matt Grimes and Jay Fulton. I think Flynn should have a rest. I don't think he played particularly great against Millwall. Some people may disagree, but I just don't think he was that good, because he was just mainly passing sideways or backwards. And then in the cam, I'll go for Olivier Mitchum. And then yeah, up top, I think Michael Obafemi definitely deserves a start now. I think he's looked very dangerous since come off the bench. And then obviously Joe Pirro as well.
Yeah, so now finally on to score predictions then. I really don't know what to predict anymore with the Swans, but I'm going to go with a draw again, but this time it won't be 0-0. I'm going to be a bit more optimistic, and there will be a goal. I'm going to go with 1-1, so I'm going to say to get the goal for Luton, I'm going to go with Cameron Jerome, and to get the goal for Swans, I'm going to go with Michael Obafemi to get his first goal for the Swans. But what's your prediction?
I think, unfortunately, I'm going to go negative. I'm going to go for a 1-0 win for Luton. I think in the last few games they've been playing really well, and they've been able to score goals, which is something which we have struggled with in the last few games. So for a 1-0 Luton win, and I think Cameron Jerome will probably score a header of some sort, and I think they'll win 1-0.
Yeah, obviously massive thanks to everyone who's watched this video. We won't be going to the game tomorrow, unfortunately, as I've already mentioned, but we will either be doing a live stream watch along or a match reaction, so stay tuned for that, and thanks for watching.